Morning folks, and welcome to day 2 of the Welsh Open Pairs Festival. You'll notice I'm not down on the beach yet. We were first in the car park this morning. We spent the last hour and a half tying rigs. As I've said before, fishing competitions like this is completely out of my comfort zone. Not the sort of fishing that I'm used to at all, but you meet some absolutely top class blokes, top class anglers. So yeah, we've spent about an hour and a half getting ready in the back of the van. Sent Dad down, he's down there setting his gear up already. Everybody else is pretty much set up. So I'm going to head down here, get set up. Tell you what, I've managed to get my hands on the new Achios sea legs. Oh, it weighs about a third of my other rod rest. It's an absolute breeze walking down here with this. I'll show you that in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to get down here, get set up, and by the time I see you next, we'll probably have baits in the water and we'll be fishing. 20 minutes, same conditions. Well, conditions are spot on. Absolutely flat calm. It's supposed to be a little cooler than yesterday, sorry. A little bit overcast as well. All the big changes. Legs are out, hats on. I baked yesterday. I guzzled about 3 litres of water before bed last night. I was feeling it. So yeah, shorts, legs out, shorts, boots, t-shirt, hat, sun cream, water, you name it. We're geared up. Like I say, I've been making rigs for the last hour and a half. I am a lot more confident. We did a lot better yesterday on last year on Eberech, although last year the boundaries went from the car park all the way up towards the headland up there. This year they've split half and half. Now when you head that way, left out the car park, there is a reef. So last year we had a lot of things like gobies, wrasse, little things like that. This year, like I say, with the zones being split half and half, we're right out of the car park, and I've just had a bit of a feel as we're coming back. It feels very sandy, so it could be a completely different ball game. But yeah, feeling it today. I'm feeling it. I've got a lot more rigs. Like I say, I thought I was prepared yesterday, but as soon as you come out, I was like, oh, maybe I should have tied this, maybe I should have tied that. Today I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm not going to deviate. And we were discussing it last night at the club. Confidence, I think competition fishing goes a long way. I was talking to one of the international guys, and he says, I go out there telling myself every time I'm going to win this competition, and he does very well at it. So flies all around my legs already. So yeah, anyway, enough yabba from me. I'm going to get set up, get baited up, and we should just about be ready to get first rods in the water. Right, 5 minutes to go. I just thought I'd give you a quick sneak peek of the sea legs. This is Achios' new rod stand. This is an early prototype one, so they've changed a few bits and pieces, but it's a lovely little bit of kit. I'll talk you through bits and pieces and what the changes are in a little while. We've got 5 minutes now till kick-off, so just about time for me to get a sandwich down my neck, a bit of water, change this GoPro battery, and we'll hit the water and we'll be off and running. Let's go. I'm fishing teeny tiny little hooks. I'm just going to go like that for now. Do. Just like that, day 2 is underway. Right, rig number 2 very quickly, because I'm about to send this out. It's a 6 ounce lead and just a 1-hook clip down that I knocked up earlier. Again, that was from one of the international boys saying, you want to get distance, this is what you want. A very small 1-hook clip down, small bait, just bang it. And I've got loads of ragworm left over from yesterday and some that we bought for today as well. So that's the plan, just clip that up, send it as far as we possibly can. Hope that rod holds up. Right, I've just got fresh baits out. We've been fishing for, what time is it? 40 minutes. And already I've gone through 3 rigs. So I'm just trying to get some water on all that. Yeah, so we put out a 3-hook flapper, size 12 hooks on, which I'll try and show you in a couple of minutes. That was the first one that went out. The second one that went out was that clip down rig, which I showed you, with ragworm baits. Sent that as far as I can. I went to get, the couple next door to us had a couple of garfish. So I went to get one of the garfish rigs out and quickly realised why rig winders are used in competition angling. I've always poo-pooed rig winders, thought they were a bit of a gimmick, but having tried to unwind a 2-hook flapper with 2 6-foot snoods and size 12 hooks, complete waste of time. So I scrapped that, chopped that up, salvaged the rig body and retied the snoods, and I've put that out now. I have never ever caught a garfish on bait before in my life. It's something completely new to me. So again, I was talking to a couple of the guys yesterday on the beach next to us who'd had a couple of gars, and just said, do you mind showing me? And even though it's a competition, this is the thing that baffles me, and like I say, if you can, and if you want to improve your angling, get down to competitions. Even though it's a competition, the guy showed me his rigs, you know, give me some tips, give me some pointers. I think he said he was fishing with like 0.16 snoods or something, 0.16 mil snoods that is. The smallest I've got is some 10-pound line, which is 0.22, so that's what we've gone for. With some pop-up beads, just to keep them up, and some tiny. I was going to use mackerel, but he's just donated. The lad next to us has just donated one of his garfish that he's caught, so we've chopped that up. So we've got fresh garfish on, and that's it. Yeah, that's the first time. Like I say, we've been fishing probably 45 minutes now. I've waffled on for a bit, and literally not stopped. Oh, looks like the lad's into another gar, is he? Yep. Looks like it. I might have a wander over in a minute, a bit cheeky, and just see what he's doing different to mine. Well, it might have double shot on actually. Yeah, he has got a double shot of gars. Right folks, well we're fishing for about an hour and a half now, and I feel like I've settled into a nice steady rhythm. Unlike yesterday I was constantly tying new rigs, baiting new rigs up, messing about, doing different things, never really sticking to one game plan. Yeah, like I say, it's a bit of a weird place. That's a tip that I've picked up from one of the international boys next door every now and again. So I've got the garfish rig on at the minute. I can see my floats just out there on the end of the snoods up in the water. And he says basically just every night, just keep moving it, because sometimes they'll be sat looking at it. If you move it, it might just be enough just to get them to strike. But yeah, into a nice steady rhythm, sticking with the game plan. So like I say, I've got the garfish rig out at the minute, trying for those. I haven't seen any gars come out for a little while, to be honest. I've got 3-hook flapper here, baited up with small worm baits, ready to go. And then I've just brought in that 1-hook clip down rig. So that's sat stripped. I haven't baited that up yet, keeping the bait cool. This wind is picking up and we might get wet. So the change of tactics, moving to shorts, might not pay off. Hopefully though, sticking to the fishing tactics will pay off, and hopefully we're going to get into some fish. I can't have 2 days blanking. A lot of the international boys use this as their sort of warm-up session to some of the European competitions. I was talking to a few lads and they say basically this is their opportunity to scale stuff all the way down and just get used to using those tiny little rigs and go for the smaller species. You know, I was talking to one lad, he got boxes of rigs made up, and he got 2 boxes for Pelly yesterday and 2 boxes for Aberech here today, completely different rigs, and he'll just swap them out. And he said he's off to Holland in a couple of weeks, and he's got 3 boxes of rigs per day, because he knows the beach that he's fishing fishes differently, different states of tide, so it'll get to a certain point in the day and he'll just scrap 1 box of rigs off and go to the next box, and again later on in the day scrap that box off and go to the final box, and then the next day on a different beach he's got a completely different setup again. You'll have seen from the clip I put in earlier of the car park, yeah, some of the lads have got, I mean I'm looking down here now, there's there's beach shelters set up with 4 or 5 rods leaning up against them. Then rod rests with another couple of rods rigged up ready to go. And me and Dad's here with a rod apiece. Yeah, it's just a different league. Like I say, I come down here with hopes that you're going to win something, but for me it's just a massive learning curve, constant massive learning curve, and enjoying it. And like I say, today, sticking to the game plan, I'm feeling like it's going all right so far. There we go. Right. It's another little tip I've learned: rather than fiddling around with teeny tiny baits, use a bigger bait and then just cut it to size. Grandad babysitted Jack last night. I took Sarah out for some food, so let's have a first look at the results that were posted on Facebook. Let's have a look. So where are we? So current day 1 pool leaders: most species 9. Biggest flatfish 28 centimetre flounder, biggest bass 25 centimetres, biggest fish 70 centimetre bullhuss, smallest fish 4 centimetre goby. Wow, I think the ones that I was catching in Anglesey were bigger than that. Day 1 winners 772 centimetres. I won't read people's names out because I'm sure there's all sorts of GDPR stuff. So zone A, what have we got? Zone A winners 772, number of fish 15, followed by 724, that was close, 16 fish. And in third place, 577 centimetres of 13 fish. Zone B, now this is where it gets interesting because this is where we're fishing today. So first place, B1, which is right down there, which is towards the reef, 425 centimetres. B8, second place, is 297 centimetres, and B3 276 centimetres, so they're all up that end. B12, where we are yesterday, 176 centimetres. Zone C, so this is where we were yesterday. What were we yesterday? C7. So C6 next door to us, 620 centimetres. Like I say, they were on the garfish, bream just constantly. When I was talking to them, they said they had a flurry of bream, then it went quiet, so they switched over to the gars. They had a flurry of gars, then it went quiet, they switched back to the bream. So obviously know what they're doing. C5, so the other side of them, 553 centimetres, and then C4, 414 centimetres. So basically left of us did really well. D zone, so D13, total length 585 centimetres, D5 486, D15 482. So yeah, interesting stuff. 700, what did I say, 772 day 1 leaders. So we've got some going to catch those guys. But I think the guys on the next peg to us are currently, I think last time they came over to us, they're on about 5.5 metres or so. They've been smashing the garfish in. And we still can't buy a bite. Right, well, very quick status update for you. Everything seems to have gone very slow. That wind sort of turned, I would say, southwesterly. So it's blowing sort of 45 degrees across on shore. It's not enough to make it uncomfortable fishing, but it's certainly enough just to have lifted the sea. It was oily flat this morning. And there's just a little bit of a surface chop now. The lads over to the left, they've had umpteen garfish. I'd say they're probably up to 12 or 15 gars now. The lads to my right, so far I've weighed in 2 little gobies. I think they're up to 18 centimetres. Well, it's not to be knocked, is it? Because it's 18 centimetres more than we've got. But yeah, like I say, still in a rhythm. Still enjoying it. Looking forward to that first fish, seeing what it could be, because at the minute I'm mixing everything up. I'm trying to send it as far as possible, and then this last cast is literally about 20 yards off the edge of the beach. So mixing that up, mixing rigs up. I feel like I've got all bases covered.
Well, I have some of them flops in it.
What, do you want the beads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I've tried hasn't worked. I want some of them beads. Let's try something else. Because I'm not giving up.
Never give up. Never give up, never surrender. Maybe I sound like a broken record. Yeah, like I say, I think we've got all bases covered. We're still mixing things up, trying to get in amongst the fish. And I'm confident we are going to do it. I've learned again so much this year. The scenes down here, I'll try and get some footage on the phone for you. The scenes down here are absolutely phenomenal. There's beach shelters all along, literally lads running up and down the beach, measuring fish, chucking fish back, rigging rods up, blah blah blah. It's non-stop, it's an eye-opening experience. I finally got a bite. I finally got a bite. Have I missed it though, pissing about with the camera? Possibly. Oh no. Oh no. Still there. This could be first ever gar. Is it still there, or is that bit of weed? Oh, I think no, it's still there. It is still there, yes, my little garfish. Go and get it. Coming my first ever gar. Come on. Yeah, yes. Finally. Finally. I was just about to give up on that. Oh, right, let's get him in a bucket. There we go, look, my first ever gar on the baits. First fish of the tournament. Lovely little fish, we're going to get him measured now, get him in the bucket. I didn't think it was going to happen. Right. 58, yeah, bit of that.
Smashing all day.
Smashing. Yeah, I was just about to pack that rig away and I thought I'll just try and make it a little bit longer if I can. Yeah. And yeah, it seems to have worked, so get back out. Right, smashing, thank you very much. Smashing, right, that's it. We're off the mark. We're off the mark, my first gar, one for the species hunt. I need to get a new hook tied on there. I think I'm just going to go for them now. Why not? See if we can't resurrect something, eh? Oh, how things can change. Just that one fish. It's a new species for the hunt, like I said, and it's one that I made the rigs up this morning after what a couple of folks had showed me yesterday, and I was just thinking, do I pack it up as a bad job? All I did was snip the hook lengths, made them a slightly bit longer. I think the top one's about 6 foot long now. The bottom one's probably about 10 foot long. It looks ridiculous in my mind, but it sort of matches what I've seen the other guys using, and it worked. So I'm well happy. All I need now before I leave the peninsula is a red mullet, and I'll be happy. That'll be 3 species then for the hunt in this little trip. So what we could really do with is get my dad into some fish. Problem is, I don't think he's going to use rigs that I've made. He wants to stick with his own, which is fair enough. But we're off the mark. We're off the mark, and from what he was saying as well, the biggest gar he's seen so far. So I'll take that from an international angler. I'll take that all day. Chuffed, well chuffed. Dad, you're up. Still there. Oh, I believe I missed that. Come back. Come on, 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes, let's see if we can get another fish. And that is the end of that. Oh, he's landed a guard just in time, look. Just in time. Remember that bite that I missed? I'm going to see if he'll let me have it. Well, he's let me have it. Let me have it. We finished 2 gores, 110 centimetres overall. I'm chuffed with that. Pleased with that. I'll take that any day of the week. My first 2 gores on the bait in a comp. Happy days. On rigs that I tied myself that I didn't know how to tie yesterday. I'm proud as punch with that, and I think I've got every right to. So we're going to get packed up. I'm going to do a little bit of filming of sea legs and stuff, hopefully get a quick review for you guys in the coming weeks, and then we'll see you at the presentation a little later on. Well, as you can tell, we aren't at the presentation. I think my phone only came out of my pocket to pay for beers, which there was quite a bit of. Spent the rest of the evening really just mooching around the Akios stand and some of the new stuff. Obviously the sea legs that you've seen briefly featured in the video. I'll put a bit of a longer video together for that one in the coming weeks. There's the new Air Sport rod and an Endurance Mark II twin tip rod, which are due out in the next month or so. And then there were a few prototypes of rods and reels that are coming towards the end of this year and early next year. So absolute stunning rods as well, may I just say. And yeah, keep an eye on social media for that. I'm going to do my very best to try and get my hands on some of those to show you guys, like I say, towards the end of this year. Really well organised event, great presentation, loads of prizes given away. What did we have? I've made some notes just so I don't get it wrong. So most species over the 2 days, 11 species over the 2 days. And there were some really weird ones as well. Dragonets, John Dory's being caught from the beach. Obviously bream, red mullet, all that sort of stuff. Smallest fish, 2 centimetres. A 2 centimetre goby, one smallest fish. Largest bass, 25 centimetres. Largest flatfish, 32 centimetre flounder. Largest fish of the whole tournament was a 70 centimetre huss. And then you're into overall length. So day 1 winners 772 centimetres, day 2 winners 700 centimetres, and then the peg next to us, if you remember, I said they were, you know, hauling loads of garfish and stuff like that. So the peg next to us just missed out on being day 2 winners. So they scored 697 centimetres, but they did win overall. So they won the whole weekend with an overall length of 1,282 centimetres. And then second place, 1,219 centimetres. Third place, 1,186 centimetres. So you've got to be up and around that 12 metre mark to win the tournament overall. But yeah, like I say, another cracking event, really well organised. They've already released the dates for next year, so check out the Facebook group for that. And they've upped it to 120 pairs for next year. Like I say, if there's one thing I can say is if you are new to fishing or you want to improve your fishing, do get to competitions. There's loads and loads of really helpful blokes. Even though a lot of the guys that fish this competition fish for, you know, the country and do competitions all over the world, I haven't met a single person who would turn his back on you and not show you or give you any tips, hints, help. So yeah, highly recommend it, and I'll definitely be there next year. So on that note, I'll just say thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, take care and tight lines.